YouTube? Mr. Rap here, Robotics Crew, coming at you with a real quick tutorial lesson that I promised I would do. Today's lesson is on tutting. Yeah. Anyway, so first thing that I always tell everybody when you're doing tutting is you have to be more focused on your elbows just as much as your hands. Because let's say if I'm just going into something like this. If my elbows aren't pointing directly at the ground, or pointing straight at either wall, then your angle's going to be off. So even if I'm doing a box like this, if my elbows are off, notice how the box doesn't make sense. If I use the walls as a reference and point my elbows basically straight at this wall or straight at this wall, the box makes sense. Alright, so just a couple of things to focus on. Definitely your elbows for one. So that's key number one. Number two is going to be making your hands as flat as possible. This angle right here is kind of hard to achieve at first, so you do have to stretch it. I actually don't even have it down super well. Technically you want to be closer to like that. And the way that you can get that is, again, grabbing your fingers, stretching them back, putting them on the wall, and stretching them either way. But that's key number two. Stretch your angles and make sure you have that clean 90-degree angle on both sides. Either way, alright? Next thing is dancing with your tuts. There's combos and patterns that you can use. For example, if I was just focusing again on my elbows and made sure that everything is straight, here there's still a box that's basically being created. So if you take this and you start getting in the habit of just stretching your elbows, this is all just thinking about where my elbows are going. When I turn, I'm leading from here, turning down, not so much my hand is coming in. Because if I'm leading from my hand, it's going to start giving this effect. Rather than leading from your elbow, it's going to carry your hand in a perfect line here, okay? So always lead from your elbows if you're doing any of these kind of lines. And you can literally just use these as kind of like clutch moves and dance with these to get the rhythm of the music. So if you're going here, you can actually use this as a good reference for you guys to start dancing with your stuff. Last thing, you want to get into the ideas of different concepts. I'll show you guys one quick concept that you guys can practice at home. It's a basic one, but it's pretty much endless. I learned this when I went to California the first time, called cause and effect. It's one of the oldest ones that I do. Let's say you have a basic box. Again, we'll focus on our elbows on both sides. Our hands are straight up. And again, you can really take the concept of pointing a little further. So if this should be parallel to the wall as well. Not only is this pointing at the wall and parallel to the ground, but your hand should be parallel to the wall here. So you can even use those as a reference as well. But basically, you made your box, you're going to come up, and you're going to come across. So, you have your box here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to slide this hand across, and that's going to bump this hand down, kind of like a domino effect, okay? This concept in itself is pretty much limitless. You can take this and move it here, up, keep continuously going up, you down to the side, repetition, you can keep going. But you want to use this move as a way to catch beats as well. So again, recapping everything, tip number one, watch your elbows. Tip number two, don't shoot this while your wife's walking to the front door. Tip number three, I'm just kidding, that one wasn't. Anyway, tip number two, stretching your hands out and making sure that you have these clean straight lines. Tip number three is utilizing your elbows to turn your arms as well and dancing with it. Alright? And tip number four, we basically just went over the concept of the cause and effect that we used to go over. And so that's it, Random Vision tutorial. Make sure you subscribe here, like me on Facebook, with all that good stuff. Everything's going to be down in the description below. Peace, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit me up with any comments, questions, and Robotics Crew all day, every day. Peace.